Alright, what's going on, everybody? It's Yap MMA. I'm back with another video. Today, I'm going to be making some of my favorite matchups for Shavkat Rakhmonov, since unfortunately Belal Muhammad is out of UFC 310. I was really excited to see that fight. He has some sort of toe injury of some sorts. I think he really messed up his toe, so he had to pull out of the fight. And yeah, we can't be having Kaya Sakura versus Pantoja as the main fight of 310. So yeah, we're gonna try to come up with some different options for Belal Muhammad. Unfortunately, well, not unfortunately, but there there was just the scheduling of Buckley versus Ian Machado Gary. So those two options are out of the picture. Those were gonna be those would have been some good matchups with Shavkat, even though I think he would win both of those fights. But I do have some other matchups. We're going to get right into it, and I'll break down why I think they're good matchups and what the possible outcome of these fights could be if they do end up happening. So the first matchup, I think that would be an amazing matchup with Shavkat if he can get rescheduled with somebody else, would have to be Kamaru Usman versus Shavkat Rakhmonov. This is a no-brainer. I know Kamaru's coming off of a few losses, and it'd be sick to see him back in the win column. But I just think this fight would be a banger. Like a 5-round Shavkat Kamaru fight would just be a banger. Let's be honest. Kamaru's got the wrestling, which would challenge Shavkat, but Shavkat's obviously got the finishing capabilities. He's finished everybody in his last all his fights in the UFC, and I think even before, I think he's finished almost every single one of his fights. Got 100% finish rate, so he's hyped up. He's undefeated, and I think this would just be a banger. And I'd love to see Kamaru get the win. I don't think he would come away with the win, to be honest, but Shavkat does have some wrestling issues. I would like to break that down in another video. Shavkat has some difficulties with wrestling. I seriously think Belal Muhammad would have won that fight, and I hope that fight gets rescheduled in the future, hopefully in 2025. But for now, we're gonna have to see Shavkat fight somebody else in the top 5, which I honestly don't mind, because as dumb as it sounds, I think Shavkat's last win, who did he beat? He beat Wonderboy, right? I think he beat Wonderboy, and honestly, I don't think he deserves a title shot after Wonderboy. I know he's finished everybody that he's fought, but I think one more person in the top 5 would be great and just push him over that hump to actually deserve the title shot, especially if he finishes that fight. If he finishes Kamaru Usman, he deserves the title shot, 100%. 100% without a doubt. So this is the first matchup I think would be great. I think this is the best possible matchup. But Kamaru's coming off of a few losses. He didn't really say he wants to fight in 2024. I think he wants to fight early 2025, January, February. So this is a little bit iffy, but it would be a banger fight. Moving on to the next person, I think there's a chance that this could be matched up, slim chance, but there's a possibility for sure. Shavkat versus Shawn Brady. Now this fight, it would be pretty fun. It wouldn't be something like, wow, Shawn Brady. Nobody's really wowed by Shawn Brady. He got knocked out by Belal Muhammad. So, I don't know if I can really rate Shawn Brady too much, especially now that he's cracked the top 5. He's somehow cracked the top 5. I think that's just because of Colby's inactivity, and yeah, I think it's because of Colby's inactivity. Honestly, he's cracked the top 5, so he's gonna be looking to get that second that contender spot to fight for the belt, and maybe get that rematch against Belal Muhammad. So Shawn Brady versus Shavkat, it would be a good fight. Shawn Brady showed off his amazing wrestling versus my boy Gilbert Burns a few months ago, or a couple months ago, I think. And he showed that he can go 5 rounds. He can push the pace. He's got great cardio, and he's got amazing wrestling. And like I said before, and Shavkat's main issue is wrestling. He has not fought a strong wrestler yet. He fought Jeff Neal and he fought Wonderboy back to back, and both of them are strikers. And Shavkat's got amazing submissions. He's got great knockouts, of course. He's got amazing knockouts, but he really hasn't been tested in the wrestling world, which is why I think when he's going up against guys like Kamaru Usman, Shawn Brady, and Belal, he's gonna struggle. He's gonna struggle a bit, and it's gonna be interesting to see how could play out. So if he fights Shawn Brady, then we're gonna see kind of what Belal might have to do to beat Shavkat, or what Shavkat might have to do to beat Belal. So I think that would be a good fight, to give Shavkat the title shot, to make him really deserve it. And if Shawn Brady somehow wins, which I'm gonna be honest, I don't think Shawn Brady wins. I think he gets submitted. But if Shawn Brady wins, he gets that rematch against Belal, fair and square. But yeah, this would be a fun fight, honestly. And I don't know if I don't know if Shawn said when he wanted to come back, but he hasn't fought in a few months. I think now would be the perfect time for him to come back, potentially get the chance to be ranked number 2 and ranked 2 or 3, and get that title shot. So Shawn Brady versus Shavkat, it would be a banger. It would be fun. But yeah, I think that's the second best matchup you could make. Kamaru and then Shawn Brady. Kind of sucks that Ian Gary and Buckley are fighting, because that kind of limits Shavkat's options of fighting them, of course. But yeah, I think Shawn Brady, Kamaru, and the last guy who I have picked, it's a stretch. I'll be honest, it's a pretty big stretch, but it's really if the UFC gets desperate, if Dana gets desperate to get a matchup for Shavkat. And honestly, this matchup, it could be really fun, and it could look really good on the fight card. And that's Michael Morales. Now, before you guys freak out, before anybody freaks out, Shavkat's undefeated. Michael Morales is undefeated. Shavkat's won 6 in a row in the UFC. Michael Morales is 6 in a row in the UFC. This matchup could look amazing on the UFC 310 fight card, and I think it would just get a lot of buys, honestly, because you've got 2 undefeated guys going at it, clashing, and this could give a huge boost to Michael Morales. It's a really big test for him. I don't think he would beat Shavkat. I really don't think he'd beat Shavkat, but it would be an entertaining fight. Michael Morales just cracked the top 15, so it's definitely kind of crappy for Shavkat. I don't think he wants to fight down the rankings that much, but this is really like a last resort. The first would be Kamaru, second would be Shawn Brady, and then worst comes to worst, you bring in Michael Morales. He fought a few months ago, knocked out Neil Magny, who's fighting on Saturday, but he knocked out Neil Magny pretty clean, and this fight would stay on the feet. This would not be too troublesome for Shavkat in the wrestling department. Michael Morales is mainly a striker. Shavkat's mainly a striker. If the fight goes to the ground, Shavkat has the submission game. So this will be a fun matchup. I would be picking Shavkat in this, and I do think Michael Morales would get beat pretty bad. But this, like I said, this is a last resort for the UFC if they really need somebody, and they can't get Kamaru or Shawn Brady. I think this would be the next best guy, because I'm sorry, Colby does not deserve that fight. Colby does not deserve that fight, man. Colby should be fighting all the way down the rankings. He should be fighting somebody in the 14th or 13th place. I'm gonna be honest. He's just been so inactive and just talking on Twitter, dodging Ian Gary, like just ridiculous stuff, man. Anyways, all that to be said, I think these are the best 3 options for Shavkat. I really hope they reschedule him, because we really cannot be having Asakura versus Pantoja as the main fight on 310. And I think any of these fights would honestly be bangers. It sucks to see Belal out of the fight, but if Shavkat wins, whoever he's going to be fighting on UFC 310, if he beats them, it just solidifies, he deserves the title shot. He'll get that title shot, and I think Belal versus Shavkat will be an absolute banger. It's going to be a great fight, and yeah, I'm excited. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys did enjoy the video, leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. See you.